China's role as an emerging power and a new actor in the equations and developments of West Asia is of great importance because the Middle East that we are facing now, in addition to the presence of Western actors such as the United States of America and European countries, the active presence of countries like Russia and China, the classic form of playing the role of regional powers, has also given way to the role of new regional actors. In this framework, China is seen as an emerging actor and a neutral actor in regional equations, and the countries of the West Asian region are also trying to bring China into the center of regional equations and as a neutral mediator. While China benefits from traditional relations with the Palestinians, it recognized Israel in the past decades, and Israel is considered one of China's economic allies. The beginning of China-Palestinian relations goes back to the era of Mao Zedong, the founder of the Chinese Communist Party, who sent weapons to the Palestinians to support the so-called national liberation movements around the world. Mao even compared Israel to Taiwan, both of which were supported by the US, and called them the bases of Western imperialism. However, China has increased its economic relations with Israel in the following decades and simultaneously with the strategy of peaceful emergence. Currently, China is Israel's second largest trading partner, and bilateral trade between them will reach $23 billion in 2022. During the recent decades, Beijing used this bilateral policy to increase its economic relations with the region, but with the change of Beijing's attitude towards the Middle East region and its efforts to be active in this region, China's role also faced changes. The first test of this attitude change was successful, finding the role of China in the equation of relations between Iran and Saudi Arabia and successfully playing the role of mediator made Beijing try to play a role in the most important equation and security puzzle of the Middle East with a balanced approach and as a neutral mediator. In this context, in May 2023, China proposed to negotiate for mediation between Israel and Palestine and even hosted Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas and Netanyahu separately. By giving a like and subscribing the channel, you are helping an independent analytical media to continue its journey. With the beginning of the Gaza war on October 7, 2023, although the strategy of China's phased presence in the region was interrupted and compared to other countries, Beijing is not directly involved in the processes of this crisis, but since the beginning of the Palestinian-Israeli war, China has three issues, including it called for immediate action to achieve a ceasefire, protecting civilian lives, and preventing greater humanitarian disasters. Beijing played a role in the form of the same balanced policy as a counterpoint to the United States to balance Israel's and Hamas's war diplomacy. Beijing has tried to place the issue of human rights in the weight of its statements, declarative and executive positions during the 2 months since its inception. Also, Chinese President Xi Jinping's position regarding the Gaza war is very close to Beijing's regarding the Ukraine war. China also declared its principled neutrality regarding the Ukraine war and made efforts for peace, but at the same time, its relations with Russia deepened. From the point of view of analysts, Beijing seeks to exploit both these crises in order to weaken the United States and enhance its global leadership. In addition to reducing the energy and effectiveness of American diplomacy and foreign policy, the Gaza war also helps China in the Corridor War. Earlier, the U.S. actually tried to challenge China's One Belt One Road initiative by announcing the India-Middle East-Europe Middle Corridor, which passes through a part of the occupied territories. With the continuation of the Gaza war, this American initiative will face major security challenges, while Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative has made great progress. The bottom line is that for many decades, China has played a bilateral and shadowy role in the Palestinian issue, and in practice, the country's Middle East policy has been based on declaring support for Palestine and expanding economic relations with Israel. But in recent years, with the peaceful rise of China and its efforts to find a role in the various issues of the West Asian region, Beijing has become an important actor in the region, which cannot avoid playing a role. Regarding the Gaza war, although Beijing criticized the Al-Aqsa storm operation towards the Palestinian side, the structure of China's foreign policy, centered on human rights, took over part of the organization of anti-Israeli positions in international institutions. In this framework, the Chinese perception on the Palestinian issue also seeks Chinese peace.